Hi there, let's talk about family. Family, perekond, traditionally means two adults who live together and hopefully have romantic feelings for each other. They may or may not have children. Spouse is abikaasa. In a sentence it would be I have a spouse. Mul on abikaasa. My spouse is. Mu abikaasa on. Wife is naine. I have a wife. Mul on naine. My wife is. Mu naine on. Naine is actually a common word for every woman, so if you want to emphasize that you are married, then say abikaasa. Husband is mees. I have a husband. Mul on mees. My husband is. Mu mees on. Mees is also a common word. Child is laps. We have a child. Meil on laps. I have a child. Mul on laps. Our child is. Meie laps on. My child is. Mu laps on. Daughter is tütar. We have a daughter. Meil on tütar. Our daughter is. Meie tütar on. Son is poeg. We have a son. Meil on poeg. Our son is. Meie poeg on. If you have more than one child, then say lapsed. We have children. Meil on lapsed. Our children are. Meie lapsed on. The question, how many children you have, goes like that. Mitu last teil on? Or if there are only one parent, then mitu last sul on? We have one kid. Meil on üks laps. We have two kids. Meil on kaks last. We have three kids. Meil on kolm last. We have two children, a son and a daughter. Meil on kaks last, poeg ja tütar. We have two daughters. Meil on kaks tütart. We have two sons. Meil on kaks poega. The family you grew up with is called here Lapsepõlvepere or Lapsepõlveperekond. Parents are Lapsevanemad. A parent is Lapsevanem. Mother is ema. Affectionate way is emme, emmeke, emmekene, emps, empsu. I am a mother. Ma olen ema. Father is isa, and in everyday language children may call him also issi or paps. Sister is õde. I have a sister. Mul on õde. I have a younger sister. Mul on noorem õde. I have an older sister. Mul on vanem õde. And if there are more than one, then sisters are õed. I have two sisters. Mul on kaks õde. I have two younger sisters. Mul on kaks nooremat õde. I have two older sisters. Mul on kaks vanemat õde. Brother is vend. I have a brother. Mul on vend. I have a younger brother. Mul on noorem vend. I have an older brother. Mul on vanem vend. In plural, brothers are vennad. I have two brothers. Mul on kaks venda. I have two younger brothers. Mul on kaks nooremat venda. I have two older brothers. Mul on kaks vanemat venda. Sometimes there are used term õved, that is a shorter version from sisters and brothers. Õed vennad. You can say there were 3 children in the family. Peres oli 3 last or õvesid oli peres 3. When you grew up in a foster family, you have Kasuvanemad. Foster mom is Kasuema and foster dad is Kasuisa. If you have an adopted child whom you help to raise up, you have a stepdaughter, Kasutütar, or a stepson, Kasupoeg. If you grew up with an adopted child in the family, or you are the adopted one, and there were also other children in the family besides you, then you have a foster sister, Kasuõde, or a foster brother, Kasuvend. If the original family has been separated and there are mother's children, father's children, and maybe even joint children in the family, we call it Kärgpere. Kärgpere. So you may have a sister whose father isn't your father, but you have the same mother, or a brother whose mother isn't your mother, but you have the same father, or vice versa. So you have a half-sister, Poolõde, or half-brother, Poolvend. You may be or have a stepmom, Võõrasema, and or a stepdad, Võõrasisa. Võõras means unfamiliar or a stranger. If two people have just met but are serious about each other, you may have a girlfriend, Tüdruksõber, or a boyfriend, Poiss-sõber. When two people have made a promise to marry each other, you have Kihlatu. We got engaged. Me kihlusime. Sometimes two people skip the marrying part and just live together. Then you have a partner, elukaaslane. Elu means life, so it's more like a life partner, to be exact. One day your children grow up and have partners of their own, so you'll have the new experience to be the in-laws. A mother-in-law, or a father-in-law, ai. Also, you'll have in-laws yourself, a son-in-law, Mees, or a daughter-in-law, minija, a sister-in-law, naiseõde, meheõde, or venna naine, a brother-in-law, mehe vend, naise vend, or õe mees. A family tree, sugupuu, illustrates how people are related to each other. One day, parents will become grandparents, vanavanemad. Vana means old. A mother becomes a grandmother, vanaema, in everyday language, vanama, mamma, memme, memm. And the father becomes a grandfather, vanaisa, or for grandchildren, papa, vaar, taat, or taadu. So your child has a child of his own, and you have a grandchild, lapselaps. I have a grandchild, mul on lapselaps. When there are many of them, then lapselapsed. I have grandchildren, mul on lapselapsed. You may have a daughter's daughter, Tütred, or a daughter's son, Poeg. Or a son's daughter, Pojad, or a son's son, Poeg. All the other members also move on in the family line. Your sister becomes an aunt, daddy, for your children. I have an aunt, mul on daddy. If there are more than one, then aunts are daddid. I have two aunts, mul on kaks tädi. Notice that one aunt is üks tädi, two aunts are kaks tädi. The ending doesn't change. Your brother becomes an uncle for your children. I have an uncle, mul on onu. In plural, uncles are onud. I have two uncles, mul on kaks onu. And yet again, the ending doesn't change here. Üks onu, kaks onu, kolm onu. As the family grows, you may have a sister's daughter, Tütar, or a sister's son, Poeg. Also a brother's daughter, Tütar, or a brother's son, Poeg. Relationships have many stages. If it's fresh, you may say, I'm in a relationship. Ma olen suhtes. We are in a relationship. Me oleme suhtes. Engaged, kihlatud. I am engaged. Ma olen kihlatud. We are engaged. Me oleme kihlatud. Married, abielus. I am married. Ma olen abielus. We are married. Me oleme abielus. Sometimes people are curious and ask, how long have you been in a relationship, engaged, married? Kui kaua te olete olnud suhtes, kihlatud, abielus? We have been together for 31 years. Me oleme koos olnud 31 aastat. Sometimes life brings you lemons and your relationship ends. You may be separated, lahus, divorced, lahutatud, or your spouse lives before you. Both widow and widower means lesk. But if you haven't been married at all and you're not involved with anybody, then you're single, vallaline. When you remain single in your golden age, you are vanatüdruk or vanapoiss. We have such a term like leibkond, people who live in the same place and share a budget. They may or may not be related. Leib means Estonian traditional black bread. There are 632.4 thousand households in Estonia, and only in 25% of them have children, most commonly 1 or 2. Estonian households are usually small, most likely there are 2 members and 60% live in a flat. It hasn't always been like that. 150 years ago people lived in the countryside, in the farms, and had large families. Then children wasn't that big of a deal. On average, there were 4.9 people in the household. Now the number is 2.94. 54% of modern Estonian families have also pets, lemmikloomad, most likely a cat, kass, or a dog, koer, and 40% of the families have some kind of other pet. Pets also belong to the family, at least among the people I know. That's all for today. Aitäh! Thank you so much for listening and see you next time. Bye!